All right, Troy Renck, our good friend from the Denver Post, joins us. Troy, are we being too hard on Peyton Manning this morning, or is this warranted? We've got a guy who obviously is not right. Is it bad for us to bash the guy based on what he's going through?
Well, I mean, the reality is this, guys. Declining performance is intersecting with rapidly declining health, and the guy who's 39 years old, this is the result of that. Mm-hmm. He couldn't compete yesterday. He was able to get to the field, but he couldn't do anything after that. And that's that fine line with competitors. You want to be out there, but if you're going to make it worse or you're not going to help your team, you're better off sitting. And obviously, in hindsight, Manning should not have played. And he can't push off on his foot. He can't follow through when he's coming through on his throw. There's just a number of issues going on there. And when you guys talked about him before, the reality was this: he'd show flashes this season, but everything has to be perfect for him to succeed. Right. And obviously now he's not perfect; he's hurt. So the best scenario is that he rests for multiple weeks and then reassess after that, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, look, when we say bashing him, we're not personally attacking Peyton Manning. I mean, the guy's injured. Yeah. He's trying his best. We're bashing his performance and the fact that he shouldn't be in the game at this point in his current physical status, and the way things are shaping up for the Broncos offense is going down in what is the worst offense possibly in the NFL at this point. So, Troy, I mean, look, the treatment for this thing is, who knows? You might be able to play next week, but you put your foot in a boot and you get off of it, and when you put cleats on, that makes it worse. Is there any way Peyton Manning should try to practice, try to play this week, try to come back and get in the game on Sunday? Is there any way that should happen, or should they shut him down and say, Brock, go time?
Yeah, based on what we just saw against Kansas City, I can't see the argument for him practicing this week. It just seems to serve a bigger purpose to let him rest, let it calm down, see if he will gain strides from that. He played his best game of the year this year after a bye week.
Right.
You know, he first felt it some point in the Packers game, based on what Kubiak said last week. He aggravated it, and where it became more severe at Indianapolis on the turf, and then obviously yesterday it was worse. So to push through it, I have no doubt you could get him to the field again, but if he can't compete at a high level, it makes no sense.
Right.
Rest it, let it calm down, and then reassess. And if that means, you know, that's 3 weeks from now, then that's 3 weeks from now. I just don't see the purpose of pushing him through it, given, I mean, it's different with Ben Roethlisberger. He's playing hurt, but he's playing effectively. Manning is struggling to play effectively healthy, let alone when he's compromised.
Right. Well, yeah, when he was healthy, people were calling for Brock, because as we said, it's mind-boggling, the stats, when you look at the ratings and the rankings and the 17 interceptions, hurt or not.
No, it's awful.
It was almost time for Brock to go in the game anyway. So this is the perfect opportunity, not to use this injury as an excuse, but to take the injury, say Peyton can't play, and ride Brock and see how far we can get with him.
And look, Troy, here's the thing. Yesterday, we did see Brock provide a spark. Yeah. The offense moved up and down the field. He put points on the scoreboard. We know how good this defense is, right? They get Talib back this week. We got DeMarcus Ware coming back.
And T.J. Ward apparently not going to get suspended, so he'll be in next week.
So ultimately, what I'm going to point to you, Troy, is this. Brock doesn't have to be Peyton Manning. Okay, right. We don't need a superstar quarterback. We need a guy who can manage a game, put a couple scores on the board, and let the defense win this game in Chicago.
What they wanted Peyton to do in the first place.
Yeah. Do you go along with that line of thinking?
I don't disagree with you, because the biggest issue with Manning this year has been the turnovers. He's compromised the defense, and for the first 6 weeks, the defense was playing at an historical pace in terms of sacks and pressure and takeaways. Yeah. But as soon as they came back to earth, now you see the losses, because there's no margin for error. The defense yesterday actually played pretty well outside of that 80-yard touchdown pass. They're getting the ball back. The Chiefs' average field position was on the other side of the field. Right. I mean, you can't defend consistently like that in the NFL. So I agree with you. In the case of Osweiler, you know, he's got talent. He looks the part. His issue has been decision-making, getting rid of the ball more quickly, and we're only going to see that when he gets additional reps. But to your point, just take care of the ball.
Right.
And move the ball, but live to fight another day, because that's what's compromising this team right now. rely on your defense, win 20-17, win 17-14 if you need to. And that'd be hard to do against the Patriots, but certainly not against the Bears or the Chargers after the Patriots game. So I agree. If he's the guy, don't put a lot of pressure on him. And I think they would tweak the offense. He might go under center, and they would run more.
Yeah, bootlegs, run more, things like that. That Gary Kubiak's offense is all about.